is used here. Hiranyakashipu never agreed with the words of Vishnu or Krishna. Rather, he was angered by the intelligence of a Vaishnava. Lord, rather, he was angered by the intelligence of a Vaishnava. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, this is angered by the words of Vaishnava. Lord Vishnu. Vaishnava means, the devotees of Lord Vishnu are called Vaishnavas. Lord Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Paritejya Mama Ekam Sharanam Braja. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Paritejya Mama Ekam Sharanam Braja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. But demons like Hiranyakashipu never agree to do this. Therefore, Krishna says, Namam Duskritano Muda Prapadyante Naradhama Maya Pratha Jnana Asuram Bhavam Astrita. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 7:15. The Asura Bhava, the atheistic nature, is directly represented by Hiranyakashipu. Such persons, being Muda and Naradhama, fools and rascals, the lowest of men, would never accept Vishnu as supreme and surrender to him. Hiranyakashipu naturally became increasingly angry that his son Prahlada was being influenced by the camp of the enemies. He therefore asked that saintly persons like Narada not be allowed within the residential quarters of his son, for otherwise Prahlada would be further spoiled by Vaishnava instructions. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmittamena Tasmai Surguruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devam Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadhantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitam Cha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhya Chakrapa Sindhobhya Evacha Padithanam Pavanebhyo Vishnubhyo Namo Namaha वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यः च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Okay, Hare Krishna. So this is the verse wherein the Narada Muni is instructing Maharaj Yudhishthir about science of God, the Srimad Bhagavatam, is Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu's section. So here, the earlier verse was very important verse, wherein Prahlad Maharaj was telling his father, when father took him in his lap and asked him, "What did you learn from the school, in the Gurukul?" So he was very pleased, Hiranyakashipu, any father, the 5-year old tender child, when gone to Gurukul to study, and any father, it's natural, take him in his lap and ask him, "What did you study there?" We also do that in our small children.
Yes.
So everyone does it. And Hiranyakashipu also did that. And but but Hiranyakashipu got a surprise. This tender boy of 5 years old is talking of renouncing he's talking of Varnashrama Dharma. He's talking of Varnashrama Dharma, Brahmacharya, then Grasta, Vanaprastha, then Sannyasa. He's talking about those things, and he says, here, Hiranyakashipu was, thinking of, you would listen from his son, something other than that, like, whatever children play and all those things. He was thinking of that. But this son is, although 5 years old, talking of renouncing the world.
Shock to his bones.
Yes, he got the shock to his bones. And he was talking of, leaving to the forest and doing devotional service. He is talking about that. And devotional service for Hiranyakashipu, no, he doesn't want to do that, because Hiranyakashipu is enemy of Lord Vishnu. Devotional service always for the Vishnu. The Vishnu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. That Hiranyakashipu also knows is Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is inimical to him, because he wants, Hiranyakashipu's nature is Hiranyakashipu. One thing, Hiranyakashipu is a demon. Demon, he taken a birth in the demon family, and he has taken birth for that purpose only, to hate Lord Vishnu. That was the curse he got, because he is a servant of Lord Vishnu only in Vaikuntha Loka in his previous life. When he has offended the devotees, the great devotees of Sanat Kumara, the 4 Kumaras. So when he offended that, he got the curse. the his two brothers, Jaya and Vijaya, got the curse. They have to take birth in the material world because it is not, they are not eligible to be in Vaikuntha Loka. In Vaikuntha Loka, it is the devotees of Lord Vishnu. And they should not be inimical or anything. Of course, they were not inimical, but they are doing their service. But they didn't realize these four children, because their Kumaras were only 5 years old children. Their children like him, they came to Vaikuntha and they're just, roaming around here and they couldn't understand. See, the problem is we are not able to understand the person. He may be a child, look like a child, but he is Sanatan. He had passed through so many lifetimes that we don't know. And what is knowledge, what is status, we don't understand. There the mistake happened with the Jaya Vijaya also. They didn't understand these tender boys are self-realized souls. They are already self-realized by birth only. They are not did any sadhana or anything. They birth only they are self-realized. So they didn't understand and they stopped. You can't go to Vaikuntha Loka. Now, these devotees who are the real devotees of Lord Vishnu, and they are being stopped from their Aradhya Dev. Lord Vishnu is their Aradhya Dev. And to go to his Aradhya Dev, Ishta Devata, they are stopping. Naturally, somebody is stopping, they will get angry. Of course, Vaishnava is not supposed to get angry, but they got insulted in Vaikuntha Loka. In Vaikuntha Loka, where everything has to be very nice. Whereas these great devotees found this is not nice here. It means something is wrong here. So that's why they cursed him. Of course, this curse any curse by Vaishnavas is not in vain. This for some purpose, and they will get the benefits of that curse. Similarly, here also benefits are there. Lot of benefits are there. But first, they have to play this role of the inimical to the Supreme Lord, because their curse is, you will go down the Earth planet is called Mrityuloka, and there you will take birth as asuras, demons in the demon family. So they got the birth in demon family, and this is the first birth actually, as in demon family for Jaya and Vijaya's Hiranyakashipu. So when they take that birth, there's a particular role for them. That role they need to definitely play. But what happens? Vishnu, when he takes so many avatars and all those things, Vishnu knows everything. But for other living entities, we don't know anything about our previous life. This Hiranyakashipu doesn't know he was in Vaikuntha Loka. He was a doorkeeper of Vaikuntha Loka. He was not knowing it. He forgot altogether. Now he is in a demonic family and demonic mentality, and he is playing that role very nicely. Hiranyakashipu is playing that role very nicely because he has no memory of what he was. Similarly, like for us also, we don't have any memory what we were in previous life. We don't have any memory. We all think, okay, this is the only life. And we relate our birth, this particular body, which is this body of gross 5 elements, is ourselves. When we see in the mirror, we see this gross body is I am the person. Mirror, I am seeing. I am the person. Actually, I am not that person. Which I am seeing in the mirror, I am not that. The mirror, I am seeing a case. In the case, I am there. Yeah, I don't see myself. In the mirror, if I see, I don't see me. I am nowhere in the mirror. Mirror is only a case. The covering of myself is in the mirror. Maya. It's not only Maya. See, this particular body, it's made up of 5 gross elements. Its body is there. But I am not this body. I am relating, I am this body. Actually, I am not this body. I am inside somewhere. I don't know myself. But Because of my panchendriyas, I am able to speak, see, and everything. This is the gross elements which helps me to see this material world. I am in this material world, I am in a different world. In the spiritual world, I am completely different. My body also is different. I am not, this particular body with the, two hands and all those things, different, two eyes and all those things. I don't have that. That is there, but in different format. All those things are there in the spiritual world also, but they are in different format. And this is in different format. This is created by Maya. It's illusion. I just got into this because of my activities, my karma. Purva samskaras, and because of my previous activities, whatever activity, I got this particular body. So since I got this body, I am thinking I am that person. Actually, I am not that person. Actually, I don't know myself, and you don't know me at all. And I don't know you also. I don't know you. I am thinking I know you by name, but this name is only for this body. This body, this name. But when you get another body, you will have another name. So actually, I don't know myself, you don't know yourself, and you also don't know. And we are actually in a case. But when we get out of this case, you don't know me and I don't know you. Suppose when we, leave this body and take birth somewhere else, you also take birth somewhere else. Do we know each other? No, we don't know. Actually, we don't know. But one thing we'll be able to understand. See, when we leave this body and go to another body, unless we are self-realized and we are ready to get out of this cycle of birth and death, we will be carrying the luggage. There is a baggage along with us. This body, this gross body, it's called Anna Kosha. This is Annamaya Kosha. Anna Kosha. This is made up of 5 gross elements. Anna Kosha. So this body is the outer coverage. And then within that, there is a Pranamaya Kosha. The air is, going in and coming out, going in and coming out continuously. And that's needed. That's Pranamaya Kosha. These 2 koshas are the covering for another 3 koshas are there within our body. There another 3 koshas are there. That is Manomaya Kosha. In Manomaya Kosha, all that is like, our computer, there is this software. All the software, all the informations are stored in that software. And that's in a computer, like, hardware is like this body. This body, gross body is the hardware. There is software. In that software, all the informations are stored and whatever is needed is there. So that's a Manomaya Kosha. See, all the informations are stored in that. There's Manomaya Kosha. And there's another Kosha. That's called Vijnanamaya Kosha. Vijnanamaya Kosha. And where you want to start, doing research, something on that, that's called Vijnanamaya Kosha. And there's another Kosha, it's called Anandamaya Kosha, Premamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. So our body consists of these 5 gross koshas, gross elements, gross things. It's not only when we leave this body, we are leaving this gross. The computers, the hardware section is gone. Hardware is, we throw it away. Pranamaya Kosha also is gone because we have to live here. The air is, merged with the air here. And these 5 gross elements merged with but that Atma is other 3 coverings. Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These koshas covered, and this Manomaya Kosha, all the impressions are stored. Everything from many lifetimes. We are Sanatan, right? We don't know when there is no end and no end and no beginning.
It's a data bank.
It's at that level, complete. And nobody knows when it started. And when it's going to end. And it never ends and never started. It's like always existing. It is not, there's no time we don't exist. There's no time we never existed. We existed all the time. So we are all the time there, but only with, there is three koshas, three coverings, that soul is there. When those three covers also gone, then you become the as good as the Lord. When these three koshas are gone, then you are as good as the Lord. So with these three koshas, we move around in the spiritual, in the material world actually. In the material world, we have these three coverings, and that carries all the information. What about us? Here in US, it's social security number. If you put your social security number, all the information comes. What you did and where you did and everything. All the information comes. Similarly, in that koshas which we are carrying, that in the koshas, all the impressions are there. Everything is noted there, and accordingly we act through that. See, especially in Manomaya Kosha, all the impressions are there. We know everything. And whatever we did, bad, good, or anything is there. But we don't remember. When we change the body, when we get the gross bodies, we don't have this information come into light. What we did and all those things is not there. We start with the new. But one good thing is that when we get the human body, in animal bodies, we are, as good as whatever karma, accordingly we get all this to do. But in human body, we have the facility to create new karmas. Otherwise, whatever karma, we act accordingly. So previous karma, this is the karma, I am going to act this way. Animal bodies, whatever thing are, it is being, done as it is, as per karma is. But in a human body, one facility, if we get association of good persons, some devotees, then we will be able to change our karma, understand these things. But in any other body, it's not possible. That's why this human body is very important. In this human body, we are able to change our karmas and destroy our bad karmas and good karmas, and we are able to get out of this cycle of birth and death only in a human body, not in any other body. So this human body, whether we think, I get every time human body, not possible. It's the next body, I may get a human body, it's not possible. I don't know whether I will get a human body or not. That depends upon my karma. What I did now, here, whatever karma I did, according to that, suppose if I am doing murder and all those things, all the nonsense I do you think I will get a human body? No, not at all. Like butchers, they kill the animals and they eat the meat and all those things. Do you think they will get any human body? Not at all. They will get an animal body only. And that animal, when he gets that animal body, that animal who he killed, he would have been getting a human body, and he will kill him again. When the next body, that particular. See, sometimes we are not met particular person anytime. First time we are meeting. But we see how this particular familiar, he's talking and all those things, very familiar.
We have previous some connection.
Correct.
Every day happens that there has to be some blessing from the Lord. I have all the Boston, something draws me here.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, and also we find that particular person very familiar or something like that. Familiar is talking all familiar. These previous connections, and also those who come into our family, those who are come into our family, also some relation with our previous lives. Then only somebody becomes our son, somebody becomes our wife, somebody becomes our sister, somebody becomes our mother. The previous connections are there. Accordingly, these jivatmas go into that particular family, that particular situation where you have give and take business. So all this, when we leave the body, unless we are self-realized and able to get out of the cycle of birth and death, we are carrying the baggage, something to give, something to take. Where you did the good thing, you are supposed to enjoy, and where you did the bad thing, you are supposed to suffer. Accordingly, we get the birth in particular family, maybe human birth, animal birth, or anything. According to our karma, whatever we did, we get that. And accordingly, we get that family where suppose, sometimes you get a child. Child is by born birth only as some sickness, some disease, or something like that. For that, you have to suffer. It's previous connection. You have to, something you did, for that you are suffering. And sometimes a child takes a birth, and because of him you become a millionaire and all those things, something you owe from him, so he is coming to give you back. So these connections are like that. Somebody become our wife, a previous connection is there. Somebody became here when some wives are very good, very nice, you become very prosperous. Some wives torture you and you'll say, why did I get it? But it is your karma. There is previous karma. That connections are there. That you are like repaying it. What you did earlier, you are repaying it. So all these children, relation, friends, and what we get, previous karma connections. Previous karma connections are there where you have to owe some money. Suppose somebody owing some money. So I didn't repay it, but it's owed. But in my next life I have to repay that. I can't go scot free. I just cheated him and the money. You have to repay in your next life. So for that particular person, at that time, you may not know that it is the same person. He may be your father or anything. You must have cheated, or your friend or anything. But that connection you get. So these are the actually all those, this material world is like that. Connections, karma, and all, sometimes we become, very rich and enjoy and all those things. All those are our previous connection because all by our karma only. But one thing, how to negate this karma? This karma we have to negate. Otherwise, we will remain in this material world millions and trillions of years and kalpas and all those things. Comes and we'll be there. We'll be taken birth again. We'll be dying, taking birth, dying, coming back and suffering. Enjoying. Sometimes we are crying. My goodness, this. Sometimes we'll be enjoying. Become millionaire and enjoy. But this will be like that only, comes and goes, and like the roller coaster, come down, go up, and all this. But how to negate this? That's the thing here, actually. This understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam, the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, study of Bhagavad Gita, doing devotional service, the Supreme Lord, constantly thinking about Him, only we'll be able to get out of this cycle. Otherwise, we'll permanently remain here and no way to go anywhere. We go, because of different bodies. Sometimes we'll become a dog, sometimes we'll become monkey or anything. Some birth will take and will remain here. But to get out of this, only thing, remembering Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and chanting His name. It is in Kali Yuga, it is so easier now. But in other ages, you have to do so many meditation and all those things, so many years. And because in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Dwapara Yuga, different, different system. In Satya Yuga, you have to do meditation. At that time, your lifetime is, maybe thousands or, many years of lifetime. You can do meditation, like, concentrating on. But in Kali Yuga, you can't do this. It's material age because all the disturbance. In Kali Yuga, only name, just chanting Krishna's name, remembering Krishna is pastimes, and doing, most important is doing service to Him constantly 24 hours of our life. If you remember Krishna, listen to Him, and have association with those who are thinking about Krishna, talking about Krishna, devotee association and doing devotional service. Like, we are in the temple, we are always concentrating on doing service to the Lord. So that will actually relieve us. And also, those who are in the living temple, it's very good. It's a very safe place, where we live in the temple. It's safe place because our all activities in the temple is, concentrated or, directed to Him, the Supreme Lord, doing service to, all the temple maintenance and all those things devoted to Him. But in our householder life, so everybody can't live in the temple. So we have householder life. In householder life also, we will be in Kali Yuga, also we will be able to get out of benefits, whatever the temple devotees get, and those sannyasis or who are renounced order, they get the benefit. Same benefit we also will be able to get. When we dotile, everything what we do, we are doing it for, like, if we think our children or wife or anything, because they are also sent by Paramatma, Lord only, sent to us to associate with us. So the Lord is there within their heart also. Everybody's heart, the Atma and Paramatma, two things are there. The devotees, the Paramatma is activated. Paramatma in the devotees, he always think of Paramatma and it's activated. A non-devotee, his Paramatma is there already. Is in his heart also, Paramatma is there. But he is not activated because he has not surrendered to him. He didn't understand his glories, he didn't understand. That's why. But when we understand his glory, now when we think, okay, my father, my mother, they are the supreme lords. Now I have to do service to him. I am a householder because that's my duty to take care of my parents, old parents. Because in younger time, when I was a child, I was born, my father and mother taken care of me because I was not able to eat, I am not able to walk, I am not able to do anything. They took care of me, they did everything. So they brought me up so that I am now able to, and I am young man, I am able to do everything. Now it is my duty to do then, because body changes, right? They became old now, and they're, they are not able to do as they were in younger days. In younger days they did everything for you, and you are a child, they brought you up and all that. Now they became older, and their, body is not, cooperating, because, eventually that body has to go away, and they are not able to do. At that time, you have to compensate what you got. If you don't compensate, then you are problems. You are not doing your thing. You are taking the baggage. Now, when you do that, now my older parents are there. I have to take care of them, taking care of everything. Thinking it's not that, because I got something from them, that's why I'm doing. No, they're the Supreme Lord. This is my duty to do it. Don't own it that I am doing a favor to them. No, you are not doing any favor to them. You are doing your duty without any, like, ownership. What you did, like, I'm doing this to you. Do this. If you think that, then no good. So you are not getting benefit. So if you are to get benefit, I am doing it as a matter of my duty. If I did that, it's service to the Lord. It's as good as devotional service. Similarly, our wife and children, whatever we do in that particular, like, for children, what we may be doing. If parents think, oh, I'm doing a favor to my children, no, you are not doing a favor. It's your duty to do it. You are doing to the Supreme Lord. If you think I'm doing the service to the Supreme Lord, then that becomes devotional service. In householder life, it's like that. When you do a time, whatever activity we do, we are doing for the Lord. It's my duty to do. I'm doing it for the Lord. Think of the Lord, do it. Then that becomes devotion service. Then we will be getting the same benefit as this, those who renounce the order in the family life and go vanaprastha or anything. So we get the same benefit. Even within the family life, we'll get the same benefit. It's not necessary here, of course. Earlier the version is like, you become vanaprastha after 50 years, you have to become vanaprastha, disconnected from the family, because that particular procedure is because the mentality is like that. If you remain in householder life, you want to enjoy, because all those things are there, unless one actually practice brahmacharya in their childhood, From age of, after going to Gurukul, up to age of 25, we have to practice brahmacharya. The virya, which is, produced within our body, should not be wasted. That virya has all the power within the. When that is wasted, our body becomes, mind becomes weaker. When the virya is there, automatically this man is very energetic. Unless, because from the virya only all this entire sustenance is going on. If that is wasted, then we become weak. So generally, what happens is, the brahmacharya is not really spoken, taught in this Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, brahmacharya is not, importance is not given, because any children, all those nowadays we could see, they waste the, their virya. Brahmacharya is lost. Nobody is following the brahmacharya. That's why in current age, like, especially in Kali Yuga, because of so many things are there to get spoiled, like in mobile and all those things, they, children get spoiled and they lose their brahmacharya. And that's why actually it's very necessary somebody follow brahmacharya. After brahmacharya, you become a really good grasta. If your brahmacharya is not good, you won't become a good grasta. No. And then vanaprastha, leave aside. You will not be vanaprastha at all. And leaving sannyasa, no, leave it aside. You won't become. But one facility is that if somebody really understands the material life, the understanding, one is understanding this, hearing about the self-realized souls who has already realized these difficulties. Like, all of the real devotees, lot of stories in Bhagavatam and other stories also that there. Out of Bhagavatam, there are so many other, devotees who are dedicated, like Tukaram, and so many devotees are there. So their lifetime, Narsimha Mehta's,